I'd like to call to order the Economic Development Planning Committee meeting at 6 o'clock. The first part is our discussion, privilege of the committee members or the legislature as a whole discuss items of interest regarding the departments governed by this committee. Hearing none, we'll go right to the resolutions. Resolution for property owners' request to be included within the Montgomery County Certified Agricultural District. Looking for a motion and a second. Legislator Kelly, Legislator Sweet. Discussion. Before we have the vote, let me tell you who the voting. Legislator Sweet.
Down at the bottom under landowner, or under the town it says Minden, is that supposed to be Palatine?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just a clerical error. Good catch. Before we vote, the voting members of the committee are legislators Kelly, Sweet, Wilson, and Purtell. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Motion's carried to the full legislature. Next motion, resolution amending the 2019 operating budget for the 2018-19 Snowmobile Trail Grant and Aid Program. Looking for a sponsor in a second. Legislator Kelly, Legislator Sweet. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. That resolution will be forwarded to the full legislature. Next resolution is authorizing the county executive to sign revolving loan fund agreement for Valley View Hospitality Incorporated, which is the Microtel Hotel project. Looking for a sponsor. A second. Legislator Pep, Legislator Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Resolution carries to the full legislature. And the final resolution approving the terms and conditions of a certain pilot agreement to be entered into between Montgomery County Industrial Development Agency and KCG Development, LLC, in connection with the KCG Development, LLC project. Looking for a sponsor, Legislator Pett in a second, Legislator Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions. Anything under other?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Just briefly, and for the record, could it be noted that I'm not a voting member of this committee and did not vote on the resolution for the microtel.
Duly noted, Madam Clerk. Anything else under other? Vote to adjourn at 6:05.
Physical Services Committee, 6:06. Discussion. We move to the first resolution. Resolution amending the 2019 operating budget, reestablishing the position of Public Works Store Helper, Helper 1, Public Works. Legislator Sweet. Legislator Pett, sorry. All those in favor, move to a full board?
Discussion.
Discussion? Any other? Okay.
I just, wanted to say for the record, this is kind of a disappointment to me that it's a policy that I'd worked on for like 3.5 years, and that was eliminated within 6 months. And the reason for the policy originally started because we were interested in purchasing our auto parts and things like that within Montgomery County, which they weren't previously. The other part of the policy was that it would hopefully develop into a shared services. A lot of legislators weren't really that enthused about this, program, but because of the shared services part, they were. And just as you know, I've spent my time here in the legislature not being involved in day-to-day activity. I'm here strictly for policy purposes, so I'm not telling anyone how to run the department, asking for anything. I'm just here to provide policy. And my concern now is that in other reasons for the policy, what is going to happen, and I'm just saying this. Before, there was a big concern about theft at the DPW. There was coincidence that some of the employees had the same type of tires as the sheriff department. There was examples where we're paying $1,600 for a turbo where we could have been paying $600. So there's examples where if the parts are delivered and the shop is on break, everybody stays on their break until the break's over to accept the parts, instead of maybe having a stage break. So those were all issues that were addressed in this policy, and just to see it be eliminated in 6 months. And the biggest thing, I think, for efficiency, and was the biggest saving of this policy, was in legislator Pep and legislator Headwell can tell you, is when we used to audit the invoices, there was 1,000 invoices. With this thing, we probably cut the work by hundreds of hours a year, having one invoice go to our principal clerk and then to our auditor. So that again was another big savings of it. So I just, for the record, I want to say I'm very disappointed this has happened. I thought, it was moving the county forward. I'm not a voting member of this committee, but coming to the full board, I won't be able to support this resolution. Thank you, Chair.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of moving to a full board?
Aye.
Opposed? Same. Next resolution, amending the 2019 operating budget, establish the position of a structural maintenance helper for buildings and grounds. Discussion. Okay. Legislator Sweet and Legislator Pep. Any further discussion? All those in favor of moving it to a full board?
Aye.
Opposed? Same. So moved. Resolution amending the 2018 operating budget for public works. Discussion.
I'll sponsor.
Okay. Legislator Sweet, Legislator Pep. All those in favor of moving to a full board?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same. So moved. Resolution authorizing the county exec to sign an agreement between Gloversville Johnstown Joint Wastewater Treatment Facility and the Montgomery County Sanitary District Number 1 for sludge treatment disposal.
Sponsor.
Legislator Diamond, Legislator Pep. Discussion? All those in favor of moving to a full board?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? So moved. Next one, resolution appointing a member of the Montgomery County Sanitary District 1 Board of Directors. And sponsored Legislator Sweet and Legislator Diamond. Discussion. All those in favor of moving to a full board?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? So moved. Okay, next item, resolution authorizing the county exec to sign an insurance renewal agreement with sanitary district. Legislator Sweet. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Legislator Diamond. Any other discussion?
I just have a question to the exec. Are we going to include that in our regular insurance at some point, or it was better, fiscally better to keep it separate?
If I remember correctly, it was more of a comfortability of the sewer district with their current providers, so we just haven't touched it, to be honest.
I know we did that, we looked at it last
We
year.
looked at it, and there was some opposition from the board. If the board wanted us to go that way, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
We have a look at that policy to see if there's any better policies out there.
It's not really, I mean, I think if you look at it, I think it's about a $20,000 policy. I don't think it's a very small piece relative to our overall insurance, which is about, I think, $1,200 to $400,000. But again, given the quasi-accounting nature of the board, I've deferred to waiting for direction from the board to do that, so that you're not wasting effort if that's not something the board wants to do. But if the board wants us to look into that, I'd be more than happy.
Chair.
Nick?
I thought at one time we were having a discussion about looking at separating ourselves from the cemetery district. I mean, it seems to have stopped that discussion.
What? I wouldn't say it's stopped. There's certainly a lot going on, especially with the sanitary district and DEC, and a lot of what they're expecting, and that new agreement that Megan's been working quite a bit on. There's a transition in leadership there on a day-to-day level, which has been there's been some hurdles to cross there. So there's been a lot going on with the sanitary district, but it's been more so ensuring the day-to-day continues through this transition period.
This seems like cumbersome relationships that we really don't have any insight into what's going on. It was developed in 1972 or 1974 as a mechanism to fund it. I think our job there is done.
It's actually a detriment to the district, because when they apply for grants, because it's a county-owned property, they consider the whole county as their asset. So, Legislator Headwell, when he was at the mayor of Fultonville, he rebuilt that whole plant at practically no expense, to the village. And we would bring that up at the meetings, why can't we? And that was the reason, because we're associated with the county, not the user.
Maybe a good way to proceed would be just like with the insurance, maybe a resolution from the sanitary district board requesting us to look into dissolution formally, might be a good first step versus.
Makes sense?
I would say the advantage to any party of having a relationship anymore. For either party, there's no advantage to really having a relationship. It's a bad marriage.
They would have to find someone to, lead agency.
Right, so if there's a new resolution for me, can
We have a meeting coming up next Sunday.
Any further discussion on that? All those in favor of moving it to a full board? Opposed? Abstained?
I abstain because it's related to my job, NBT.
Okay. So moved. Motion to adjourn. Legislator Sweet. Legislator Nyman.
Mark? Aye. Mark.
Call the Health and Human Services Committee to order. Anybody from the legislature or the public wishing to speak? If not, we'll move right along into the only resolution that we have for the committee. Resolution authorizing county executive to sign Berkshire Farm Center and Service for Youth Stepping Stones Agreement Social Services. I'll look for a sponsor, Legislator Pep, second by Legislator Wilson. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, carried. Is there a motion? To adjourn? All right.
Oh, no, you're
No,
okay.
you're all set.
I'd like to call the Public Safety Committee meeting to order at 6:17, I guess. And is there any discussion from the floor? No. Let's move on to the resolutions. Resolution number 2, establishing a new part-time microcomputer technician in the data processing department for the new public safety building. Do I have a sponsor? Roy, and a second? Mike, okay, and what discussion on this? I think we probably have the, I'm sorry, Bob, you go first and I'll
I was just
Oh, yeah.
looking for more of an explanation of where it is.
Matt was gonna give that, so.
Sure, it was a year ago, we eliminated a position in the office, never filled it. They were getting by, they knew at some point they were gonna need some extra help. We look like we have the opportunity to get a part-time person with some good experience, and we floated the idea of having that person handle public safety. We brought in the sheriff-elect and data, had a meeting, and all thought this would be a much needed assistance up there related to some of the technology and things of that nature. So a little extra help kind of replaces a full-time position that was in the data budget, but this person would be solely dedicated part-time to the public safety facility up there, which I do think would be a great help.
So it's an hourly position?
It's a part-time position. I believe so.
First, Matt, is there gonna be some shifting, in the amendment, or is it it's gonna come out of contingency? It says amend the 2019 budget.
Yeah, this is what we use fund balance for the resolution.
For contingency.
Or, contingent.
No.
Fund balance.
No, I know, but it's
If
for
we
the,
pass it tonight, it would have to be contingency, but you can't appropriate fund balance before we vote.
which means, but it will come out of 19's contingency.
Correct.
Not 8.
Any other questions?
Are we changing it to contingent account then?
You want to
There's a typo.
As a typo?
2019 contingency.
I apologize for that.
Does this person come under the existing department here?
Excuse me?
Does this person come under the existing department here?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. Okay, very good. Any other questions? Shall we move it to the whole floor?
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution number 2, authorizing the county executive to sign a renewal agreement. 2019 transportation of Fulton County veterans, youth, and veteran services. Do I have a sponsor for this? Okay, Martin, okay. Brian? Any discussion on this resolution? We have no one here to explain that one, so.
It's I would characterize this as a renewal, something we do every year. We do provide transportation for Fulton County veterans, and this codifies it into an agreement with them, the rates and what we charge.
Does anyone have any other questions on that? Shall we move to the full floor? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Yes, legislator Roy, and second. Ryan? Okay, and all in favor of adjourn?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Personnel Committee to order at 6:21. Privilege of the chair or anyone else who would like to be heard. We're on to discussion of proposed resolutions. The first is a resolution adopting the Montgomery County Sexual Harassment Prevention Policy. A sponsor in a second, Mike? Roy? Any discussion here? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed or abstentions? Motion is carried to the full board. Resolution authorizing the county executive to sign a renewal agreement with Safety National for excess workers' compensation coverage. Sponsor in a second. Thank you. Second. Any discussion here? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed or abstentions? Carried to the full board. Resolution authorizing county executive to sign a renewal agreement with Davis Vision. Mike? Thank you. Is there any discussion here? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed or abstentions? Carried to the full board. Resolution authorizing the county executive to sign agreement, Eastern Medical Support. Joey, thank you. Is there any discussion here? I do. Do we go and actively seek quotes for this? This is the same, you do it as a professional services basis? Is that how that's obtained? Any other further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed or abstentions? Motion is carried to the full board. Resolution adopting revised discriminatory harassment prevention policy and complaint procedure. Mike? Dean, thank you. Is there any discussion here? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed or abstentions? Motion is carried to the full board. Motion to adjourn. Thank you. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Trying to run the clock out.
Four corner.
Yes.
All right, we'll call the Education and Government Committee to order. First thing on the agenda is discussion, privilege of the committee chair or committee members or legislators as a whole. Anyone have any discussion? If not, we'll move right on to the resolutions. First resolution is a resolution authorizing cost sharing with Fulton County and the City of Johnstown on the secret for annexation. Need a sponsor? Legislator Pep, second Legislator Wilson. Discussion?
Sure.
Legislator Dino?
My question, I guess, probably Director Rose maybe can answer. Why wouldn't the town, being the lead agency, why wouldn't they be sharing the costs? Involved in sharing the costs with us and Fulton County? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, part of their regulations of the town law is that when they are lead agency on the seeker, they can request other agencies to reimburse them for their costs. So that's what generates this.
But they're not contributing anything.
Is
Because
that
they won,
correct?
because they won the lead agency status,
They don't have.
they're hiding, they're using their, town laws.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thanks, Barry.
Any other discussion? Now, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? So carried. Next resolution is a resolution authorizing the county executive to sign agreement with Soil and Water Conservation District. I'll sponsor. Need a second. Legislator Wilson, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? So carried. Next resolution is a resolution authorizing the county executive to sign agreement with Cornell Cooperative Extension. Need a sponsor. Legislator Perry, second. Legislator Diamond, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? So carried. Next resolution is a resolution authorizing county executive to sign agreement Office of the Aging. Need a sponsor. Legislator Wilson, second. Legislator Diamond, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? So carried. Anyone have anything else under other? Not any motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Mr. Wilson.
Did we do a prophecy?
Yeah, that was the last one.
I think I did.
Yes. Nobody's as quick as her.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think who sponsored that resolution?
Side road, and it's straight. I got that appointment the next day, and they're like, I don't know how many, and it was like, and you just go through that one, that's not the road to take.
Okay.
All right, I'd like to call the Budget and Finance Committee to order at 6:30. Remind that this is a committee of the whole. And are there any topics for discussion before we get into the resolutions? Hearing none, our first resolution of the evening is a resolution accepting bids, 2018 real property tax foreclosure online auction. Do I have a sponsor? Legislator Patel, do I have a second? Legislator Sweet. Any discussion on this resolution? Obviously, we see one here without amounts in it, and we didn't like that the last time this happened in a real live auction. However, this is the second time through for these properties. Legislator Patel.
I was just gonna make a motion, discuss that the same thing. But we will, ahead of time, we'll have those numbers.
I would
before
hope
the
so.
meeting Next week.
It's supposed to be the 17th, right?
The bidding closes on Monday, so I'll have a list to share out that afternoon. Thank you.
And these went through the live
These are
auction.
properties that either did not get a bid or
Yep.
a successful bidder failed to close on the project.
Are you able to monitor this in progress?
Yeah. Yes.
Are we getting bids?
We have bids, I believe, about half.
Half of it, okay.
And the amounts are very, very small.
I would imagine so. All right, any further discussion on this topic, this resolution? Hearing none, all in favor of moving it to the full legislature?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Our next resolution is a resolution authorizing the sale of real property acquired by tax foreclosure in the town of Amsterdam. Do I have a sponsor? Legislator Wilson, a second, Legislator Pertel. Any discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Our next resolution is a resolution approving the re-levy of delinquent school taxes, village taxes, and water rents and sewer taxes. Do I have a sponsor for this resolution? Legislator Pertel. Do I have a second? Legislator Diamond. Any discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, all in favor of moving into the full legislature for vote?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. All right, our next resolution is a resolution amending the 2019 operating budget to fund the position changes after adoption. Do I have a sponsor? Legislator Diamond, second, Legislator Wilson. Any discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, all in favor of moving it to the full legislature for vote?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Our next resolution is a resolution approving abstract of audited claims. Do I have a sponsor? Legislator Sweet, second. Legislator Diamond. All in favor? Any discussion? Sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. And we have one add-on resolution, which is a loose leaf copy next to our stations here this evening. It's a resolution authorizing the county executive to sign a contract insurance coverage. Do I have a sponsor? Legislator Pertel, second. Legislator Wilson. Discussion. Knowing that I do math every now and then, I see that these two amounts add up to about $463,000. Sean, how much do we have in the budget for that? $450. So the $13,000 difference would have to come out of contingency in 19? Okay.
Should always a bad bear.
What's that?
There always been these things, you know.
Well, should we change the financial impact statement or no? Council?
We should maybe make an amendment now, Sean, to this resolution to appropriate the contingency funds.
If you don't do it now, you're gonna do it in January.
See
Or
what after.
still do.
Can't we do it on the same basis we did the other one where we took it out of, we decided that it was,
Further resolve, and then that can be effective 1/1/19.
okay. Yeah, but would this, as a formal resolution next week, look like 450 already in budget, 13 contingent equals 463,770, that type of thing?
The
And
amendment
then
would
the
be
budget phase, transfer from contingency to the insurance fund,
Okay.
for the difference.
Okay.
And then I can amend the financial impact too.
Okay. We don't need to amend that here.
You can do it here.
Okay. Do I have a sponsor for the amendment? Legislator Sweet, second. Legislator Wilson. All in favor of amending it?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? And do we have a vote on it as amended? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you very much. Anything else anybody would like to discuss? Hearing none, motion to adjourn. Legislator Diamond and Sweet, thank you.